Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are at, my friends. Welcome to Mentor Mornings, where I share wisdom from people far wiser than myself to help you own your day and fuel your journey. So has the burden of the outside world, has the burden of your life weighed heavy on your shoulders? Do you feel, or have you had the desire to just get away, from it? When we go back and we look at the books and the works of people that came centuries or thousands of years ago, there's one thing that becomes evident from all of them. It's universal, and it applies to our lives today. And that's that although our technology, our way of life has changed and shifted, our problems have not. Our struggles remain the same as they did for people that lived thousands of years ago. We all face the same internal battles, the inner demons that stay with us all the way through. And so when we look at the works and the writings of people that came all those thousands of years ago, we can see how they approached and handled those problems without the glitz and the glamour and the hubbub of the 21st century. The straight, thorough place. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor. He resided over an entire kingdom. He managed different areas and people and sent them to war and dealt with rivalries and all of that. And so the burden that he carried on his shoulders was extreme. And although Marcus is known as one of the last great emperors, one of the last real people who ruled with moral authority, he felt the desire to get away as well. He felt overwhelmed, and in a passage he was lamenting over his desire to get away to the country and to the beach, and then he chided himself. And he said that it was idiotic because he could get away at any time. And his next words were, by going within. By going within. He says, by going within, nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free from interruptions to your own soul, an instant recollection. Think about that, an instant recollection. And there it is, complete tranquility, a kind of harmony. So when we get into Marcus Aurelius's 3 tips on managing the inner demons, on managing the struggle and the persistent burden of life, he has 3 things that he says that we should focus on. First, he says, keep getting away from it all, like that, the instant recollection. Renew yourself, but keep it brief and keep it basic. A quick visit should be enough to ward off all troubles and send you back ready to face what awaits you. And so when I look at that and I try to say, how can I apply that to my life? What is the lesson that I can pull away from what Marcus is saying here? What I think that he's saying is, by the way, if you appreciate this video, could you hit the thumbs up button, share if you feel it's worthwhile, and subscribe, my friends, if you are not already, because I bring wisdom 6 days a week. All right, what he's saying is to meditate, and to meditate often. And by focusing on that inner tranquility, building that harmony within ourselves, and keeping it brief. Like Tony Robbins, he recommends an hour of power, or he recommends like 15 minutes. He says if you can't do the whole thing, at least do 15 minutes. And 15 minutes in the morning can make a tremendous difference in the state of mind for the rest of the day. And that affects our actions, how we react to things. It's impressive. Okay, so let's get into the second one. The second piece of advice from Marcus is that things have no hold on the soul. They stand there unmoving outside it. Disturbances come only from within, from our own perceptions. And so there's this core untouched part of us that is unmoved and untouched by the outside circumstances inside of our lives. And so learning how to tap into that and shift our awareness where we reside, because right now, if you are inside of life and residing, like you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are residing within that perceptive awareness. You're looking through your own eyes. You are seeing the world and taking in that sensory information from that perception. So now if you can shift your focus to this unmoving, eternal part of ourselves through the tool of meditation, suddenly all of the burdens and the struggles of life come into perspective. The key word there is perspective. Okay, the last lesson that Marcus shares is that everything you see will soon alter and cease to exist. Think of how many changes you have already seen. They're brief, they're instantaneous, and they are out, and just like that. And so what is before us now is temporary. And that means that our struggles, the state of the world, our successes, and our failures, they're all temporary. They're going to change. The world will forget who we were, and everything will continue going on. And so embracing the fleeting nature of life, of our time here on this planet, gives us the ability to choose what bears weight inside of our lives and what does not, what deserves our attention and focus and what does not. He goes on to say, the world is nothing but change. Our life is only perception. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. This Mentor Morning brought to you by me, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, my friends, rise unconquered. And by the way, could you please hit that thumbs up button if you have not already? Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.